All right, this is Zach with Cyclocross Magazine. Michael Vandenham, third place today. How are you feeling, man?
I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I feel like, I don't know, I was like just run over by a semi-truck. I can barely lean against my bike, but I was 12th yesterday and I was really disappointed with it. After winning the jersey last week, I wanted to show it off. I wanted to show that Canada's a player on the North American scene, and 12th, I just didn't feel like it did that yesterday. So I had the best start I've ever had in my life. I actually led probably the first lap and a half. I felt really confident on the lines. I was running a mid-tread from Victoria, and it was absolutely dialed. I felt like it could just shred everything and had pretty good rolling resistance. After about a couple laps, Hyde, Powers, Carey, and I think Hector came back to us, and I was worried there because I was pretty tired already, and I was just hoping they were too. After a while, Tobin bobbled one of the muddy ride-ups, and Hyde got away. From there, Jeremy took over and put up a good chase for a couple laps, but he just seemed to disappear. I don't know if he finished or if he pulled out after that, but thank you, Jeremy. He pulled Tobin along with us, and then it was just us. We had a good gap to fourth place. You know, I gave it everything for the podium. I mean, for second place, but I'm overjoyed with third. I'll take that any day.
So in that battle for second, you were talking to someone else. You tried to lead through the barriers, and then he just nipped you at the end.
Yeah, the battle for second, third. I did lead through the barriers. Tobin was hopping them nicely, so I knew I needed to put a dig in before them. Put a little dig in after, and he just came by me. We crossed the pavement path like maybe 300 meters from the finish. Came by me and put in a good effort, and I didn't have it. That was it. It was goodbye leg, so I just about closed to him because I rode the last section cleanly and he bobbled it, but I couldn't get a sprint going.
So we chatted this week, and you talked about knowing what you're capable of and putting it together. Yeah. It seems like you did that today. Like,
yeah, absolutely. I was really disappointed after yesterday, and I think it would have been easy to shut down a little bit, to get caught in some negative self-talk, but I fell back into my process. I recovered after the race. I meditated this morning. I did everything just like usual. I didn't try to change it, and it just worked out. Like yesterday obviously wasn't what I was capable of, so I'm glad that I didn't give up on myself, and I was able to show what I was capable of today.
And then, how did it feel to ride in that jersey, man?
It's amazing. I think it gives me an extra 10 watts.
Whoa! Oh
yeah, these are super powered. There's a little... No, there's not motors in them. I shouldn't even say that. Bad joke. But it makes me... This seems a little cliche, but it feels like I'm riding for more than just me. I'm riding to prove Canada, and I think maybe Christelle did that too. You know, we haven't had we've had a Canadian on the U23 podiums before, but I don't... Was Meg on one last year?
For Worlds?
No, for Conti.
I think so. I think she was third.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
But you know, I think Canada, we're kind of the forgotten child of... People talk about Pan Ams, and it's like, oh, it's the US, oh, and Canada, they're there too. And obviously all the other countries. So I wanted to prove that no, we are here, we do cyclocross, and we belong at this level, at the international level. I guess maybe I feel like there's a very polite chip on my shoulder that's apologizing to everyone all the time.
Because you're Canadian?
Because I'm Canadian.
And then finally, you know, since we are in the States, and we do love you, by the way, and we love covering you guys and watching you race, but how do Canadians party after a day like tonight? What are you going to go home and do?
Well, you know, I'm going to go party the Louisville way and go get some bourbon. I already planned this 2 days ago. I was like, guys, anyone have a good bourbon collection? We're drinking some bourbon tonight. You know, it's the drink of athletes. Low calorie, good for you. I don't know. It was tricky because I was fighting the urge of celebrating after winning nationals last weekend. I gave myself 2 days of beer and pizza and burgers, and it was hard to focus after that. Maybe that's what hurt me yesterday, but I'm glad I got it together midweek and was able to put on a show today.
Well, whatever you did, it was awesome to chat with you last week. I think you said a lot about the mental strength that it takes, and I think you showed that here today, so congratulations.
Thank you. That's the biggest difference between me now and me 3 years ago. I can't thank Al Donahue and my wife for really pushing me in that direction enough. Otherwise, I'd still be the inconsistent rider I was a couple of years ago.
Well, cool. We'll go have a bourbon. Enjoy it. Congrats.